Hello. It is Kitchen Counter Oracle with a post-full moon reveal. Very interesting indeed. And this will probably give me shadow banned forever. I'm shadow banned anyway, so who gives a fuck? Let's roll with it. If you're like me, you love history, specifically art history. This is where me being a really strong empath comes into play. So you know how we're genuinely repulsed by fake stuff? Oh, I'm going to ruffle some feathers here. The real paintings of Europe's monarchs, let's keep it a stack. The majority of them have been destroyed to cover up the truth, and paintings replaced over time, right? They basically played switcheroo. They had the original paintings and then over time copied the paintings, whitewashing, if you will. And it's been a very slow thing. Like, they had the paintings, like, say, 1600s. The copies, if you will, were being painted 100 years after the fact, and then one by one, they were slowly changed out, right? What we see in the history books today from our social studies courses in school and whatnot, that's the copy. And I can feel a couple of friends of mine just snickering and laughing because they know as much as I do it's true. Because I can look at stuff and it's just like, that don't feel right. It doesn't. And Scorpios are like the detectives and CIA and all that jazz of the zodiac. Most of the detectives I know, they have a Scorpio placement somewhere in their chart, or if not a stellium. I'm both. And if it's anything I'm good at, it's sniffing out some bullshit. And naturally, I got this download as I was washing my hair this morning too, so it's even funnier. But the thing is, it's just like, okay, what was the zodiac sign of the person who got this whole thing started? And I was told in Aquarius. And it's like, huh, interesting. Interesting indeed. And what's funny is my 10th house is Aquarius. That means I'm really good at sifting through data and shit like that. If there is a pattern to be found, like something that needs to be fixed, tag me in, coach. Tag me in. Because there's a couple of friends of mine that know I did a deep dive on my lineage and stuff like that. It was mainly out of boredom. Like, they didn't coax me into it. Like, I did that myself. I started doing that 9 years ago. I started with my mother's side because that was the side I was the most familiar with. And over time, I was able to complete the puzzle, if you will, for my dad's side. And my dad's side took the longest because I was raised by my mother's side. I had names for everybody but my paternal grandmother's parents. That was the line I had the most trouble researching. Because not only is that the line where the majority of my Cherokee blood comes from, through both of my paternal grandmother's parents, I am descended from King James V and all three of his illegitimate children that survived to adulthood, making King James I of England and the 6th of Scotland an uncle. However many times grand uncle. Because I keep getting shown what he looked like at my third eye and what I see in the paintings, and it's just like, y'all on some bullshit. I just think it's hilarious. I just think it's hilarious at this point. Because again, the majority of the originals have been destroyed in the name of cover-up. Very little is left today. And we see a certain Russian president oh, dear Lord. Let's just say history is about to come up, whether we like it or not, because I have been told for the last month, the dead shall rise. And that just leaves a lot to interpretation, and it's just, there's so many things that come to my mind when I hear stuff like that, and it's just like, can y'all narrow it down, please? You gotta sit there and think. History involves a bunch of dead folks. It does. So, I mean, the truth always comes out one way or another, and it's just weird how it comes out, because sometimes those messages come from the most unlikeliest of people. But I'm just over here laughing and hee-hawing at this point, because the chickens is coming home to roost, and the only way they're going to be allowed to roost is if they are the original. Which means not only are the fakes finally losing their credibility, but the real ones are finally coming up. If you catch my drift. I mean, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, then I guess you're just not one of us. And I don't say that to be exclusive or anything, but I mean, don't call yourself a medium and get mad when the real ones show up. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Everybody have a good day.